Hello everyone, welcome to the another lecture of Digital System Design. We were discussing Module 1, that is Digital Logic, and the content of today's lecture will be three variable K-map, and there we will also understand what is the concept of SOP and POS simplification. Let us begin from three variable K-map. First of all, we will start with the structure of three variable K-map. So as per the formulas or the rules that we have studied in the last session, the first rule was to calculate the number of cells in a given K-map. So the number of cells in a particular variable K-map are calculated as 2 raised to the power n, where n is the number of variables. So three variable K-map, the number of cells in the K-map will be 2 raised to the power 3 is equal to 8. So the structure of the K-map will be such that it will be having 8 cells in it. So it will be drawn in the form of this rectangle. And as we have three variables, so the one which comes alphabetically in the first order will be written downwards, and the ones which come afterwards in the alphabetical order, they will come upwards. All right. Now, this is the portion of A, and this is the portion of BC. Now, as you can see in the BC part, we have four columns and in the A, we have two rows. So, as we all know, in Boolean algebra, any variable can have only two values, either 0 or 1. So, it will be 0 and 1. That means A is 0 or 1 and BC are also 0, 1, but two variables, that means four combinations. So, the values will come like 0, 0, 0, 1. Now 1 0 should come sequentially, but the 1 0 will be written here and 1 1 will be written here. You can remember in this way that at every third step you have to make a jump. So you wrote the first two combinations in the sequential order, that is 0 0 0 1. Then 1 0 will come, but you have to jump one step forward and then you have to write 1 0, and then afterwards you have to write 1 1. Now let us write the numbers in the cells. So as you can see, I have written 0, 1. Now 2 is on the third step. That means we have to make a jump and write 2 here, 3 here, then 4, 5, then again jump 6 and 7. So this is how we do it. So this is how we number the K-map sequentially. Now let's solve a question of a three variable K-map. As you can see, we have seen such type of questions in the previous video also of two variable. Now in the similar manner, we have to solve it for three variable K-map. As you can see in the question, we are given the minterms and we are also given that f is the function of three variables, that is a, b, c. So let's draw a three variable K-map. So 1, 2, 4, 5 are the minterms. So let us fill the minterms in the column, the cells, that is 1, 2, 4 and 5. Now, let us make the groups. See, all the rules we have discussed already in the previous lecture. So, I will also share the link of that video in the description box. If you haven't seen the previous video, please do see it. So, while solving for K-map, we came across the important rules that we have to follow while solving the K-maps. So, do follow that particular video as well because you will come across the important formulas or the rules of solving K-maps over there. Now, first of all, we will search for the biggest group, that is the group of 8, which is possible in three variable K-map. So we did not get a group of 8. Then we will move to the next level. Means we will search for a group of 4. That is also not possible. Then we will move to the next level. That means we will search for a group of 2 and that is possible. So we can easily see that we have to make this in this group. Now for the benefit of 1, we will club it with the cell number 5 and the cell number 2, 1 will be left alone. So this will be having a single group. So after if a group of 2 is not possible, then we have to make a group of single one. Now let's number the groups and write down the answers for all the groups. Okay. So for the first group, we will go to the A variable and from that we are not getting anything common. So from A, nothing will come. Now for the BC part, the whole column is covered. So it is B bar C. Next group, from A part, A will come. because the whole group is lying in A equal to 1 row and the BC part B bar. So A, B bar. And for the third row, where only there is one single one, we will have all the variables. So this is the answer for this particular question. And this is how we solve the three variable K-map. Now let's move on to the next question. In the next question, again, we are given some of the midterms. And as we are given that f is a function of three variables, so we will draw a three variable K-map. Then we will fill the midterms 0 to 4 and 6. Now, here another rule comes into light that first of all, our strategy is to search for the biggest group, that is the group of 8. Not possible. Then a group of 4. And how we can get a group of 4 over here? As you can see that we can easily get a group of 2 over here on the corners. That means 0 or 4. Or some students might be seeing 2 and 6. So whenever you get ones in the corners, then always remember to look for the corresponding cells in the opposite corner. That means if we are getting a group of 2 in the cell number 0 and 4, then it's our responsibility to look on the opposite corners in the corresponding cells as well. If we will get the ones in the corresponding cells as well, then we will be able to make a bigger group, which is the correct answer. If there is a 0 and 4, 2 and 6. So a group of 4 can be made. So corners ones can be also paired. We have to also pay attention to the corner ones. So that is the rule number 7, that also pay attention to the corner ones to make the groups. All right. So the other rules, as I have said, this is rule 7. So the previous 6 rules are in the previous video, the link of which I have already shared in the description box. Now, how to write in the answer for this group? See, for the A part, nothing will come because both the rows are involved. And from the BC part, only C bar will come. So the answer is only C bar. As you can see that the bigger is the group, the smaller is the answer. That means the more simplified is the expression. That is why it is a rule in K-map to make the biggest group. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question is in the form of an expression. As you can see that in the expression only three variables are involved. That is why we will draw a three variable K-map and solve this expression by K-map. And then let us fill the min terms. A bar, B bar, C bar. That means this A bar, B, C bar, A bar, B, C bar, and A bar, B bar, C. So these are the three minterms that we have to fill. Now let us search for the biggest group, that is the group of 8, not possible. Then search for a group of 4, not possible. Then search for a group of 2, possible in this way. And now cell number 2 is left alone. So that is why in order to group it in a pair of 2, we will use the corner 0 cell. So these are the two groups that we have to make. Answer will be for these, let this be corner ones will be the first group, let this be second group. So for the first group, answer will be A bar, then C bar, and for the cell number 0 and 1, answer will be A bar, B bar. So our answer is A bar, C bar plus A bar, B bar. This is the answer. So this is how we solve various questions of three variable K-map. Let's move on to the another one. Now, sometimes in some of the books, I have seen that a truth table is given, and as you can see that f is the function of three variables, and three variables means 8 combinations, which I have already written or they were given in the question. And the important thing is that an output has been given. So this is the output. So what we have to do, we have to pay attention to this output. And if we are asked to solve it by a K-map, then as it is the function of three variables, so we will be drawing a three variable K-map. All right. Now, in the truth table of F, wherever you find ones, because as if it is a minterm, then minterms, in the case of minterms, we have already seen that one is prioritized. So wherever you find 1 in the truth table of F, alright, like this, only there you have to fill the minterms, that is 1 in the K map. So you have found the first one over here. Corresponding combination is x1 0, x2 1, x3 0. Either you can fill it like x1 bar, x2, x3 bar like this, or you can see that the combinations are from 0 to 7. So this is cell number 0, this is 1, 2, ranging to 7. All right. So the if you are finding 1 in this particular case, so you can just see that it is cell number 2. You can also do it in this way. So you can fill the minterm in 2, similarly in 3, similarly in 4 and 5. Now let's make the groups. We can see that first of all we will search for the biggest group, that is the group of 8, not possible. Then a group of 4, not possible. Then a group of 2, which is possible in this way. So there are two groups of size 2 which is possible. Let's write down their answers, which is x1 bar for the first group I am writing, x1 bar and x2 plus x1, x2 bar. So this is the answer for this particular question. So this is how we solve the such type of questions where the truth tables are given. Now let us move on to the another question. So this is again a similar type of question. I would recommend you all to solve this question. I am writing down the answer. If you get the same answer, then just put a thumbs up in the comment box. So hoping that you get the same answer by following the method that we have discussed. Similarly, this is another question. I am again writing down its answer. Just verify it. And if you get the answer, then do put a thumbs up in the comment box. Or if you have any doubt, then let me know. All right. So this is the answer for this particular expression. When you solve it by K-map, just verify it. So these are like practice questions for you all. Similarly, again this one, let's try to solve this question. Again, you are given an expression. As you can see, it is a three variable K map because it has three variables involved in the expression. So let's solve it. Let us fill the minterms now. So this is how we fill the minterms by looking to the terms. Now let's make the groups. First of all, we will search for the biggest group, that is a group of 8, not possible. Then a group of 4, not possible. Then a group of 2, which is possible. And the groups which are possible are one of the groups is this, and another group we have the corner ones. Now let's write down the answers for the corner ones, first group, second group. Now let me write the answers for this. So yz plus xz bar is the answer for this particular question. Next question, again an expression of three variables. So let's draw a K-map for this. Fill the minterms. A bar C, that means A bar, and for C we have these two columns, this one and this one. So these are the minterms. A bar B, that means this, because the columns were this one and this one. A B bar C, that means this, and B C. So we have ones in these columns. Now let us make the groups. Let's write down the answer. For a group of 4, nothing will come from A, and from BC part only C will come. Then for a group of 2, A bar and B. So it is C plus A bar B. So this is how we solve the three variable K maps. I think we have done an ample amount of questions which will make all the concepts for you to be clear. Now let us move on to the next part, which is important, and that is sum of product and product of sum simplification. Now, as you can see that all the questions that we have solved till now for the K-map are in sum of product form. Yes, I hope you all agree with me that all the questions that we have solved till now are in the sum of product form. That means sum of product means minterms being filled, one is being prioritized, and we are having AND operation among the variables. and we are getting the answers in the SOP. So for post simplification, we will be needing the max terms instead of min terms. So for example, we have a question like this. Again, a function f is given, which is the function of three variables. And instead of giving the min terms this time, you are giving the max terms. Because as you can see, we have a pi sign over here. So whenever we have a pi sign, that means it is the post form. Whenever we have summation, summation means sum, that means it is sum of product, that means min terms form. So when a pi is given, that means they are max terms. So for max terms, what we have to do? In the previous lectures, we have also studied the concept of min terms and max terms. I will also share their link in the description box. We will again draw a K-map because this we have to do solve by K-map, and we will fill the max terms. Now let me remind you the concept which we have already studied in the previous lecture. As you can see, let us take the example of this question. When I asked you to solve this question, I asked you to fill the min terms. So the remaining ones are by default the max terms. All right. So these are the min terms. Yellow ones are the min terms, and the remaining ones are the max terms. So that means if this time we have to fill the max terms, we will be filling zeros instead of 1. So let's first of all number the cells as we usually do and fill the max terms. So these are the max terms. Now let us make the groups, and the rules for making the groups are exactly the same that we have learned in the previous lectures or till now. So there is no difference in the rules for the grouping. So we have to follow the same rules. That means we will search for the biggest group of 8, not possible. Then we will search for the next level, that is a group of 4, not possible. Then a group of 2, which is possible. So one group is this, that is possible. Another is this, and another is this. So we have made 3 groups over here, and all the groups are of the same size. Okay. Now let's write down the answer, which is the most important part. So for the first group, that is the corner ones, that is the cell number 0 and 2, first of all, I will move to the variable A. And according to sum of product, my answer would have been from A bar. All right. So this time, because it is going to be the POS form, so we have already learned in the lecture where we discussed minterms and max terms that in the case of max terms, 0 is the true form and 1 is the complement form. That means wherever we will have a variable of A is equal to 0, that means it will be A. Wherever we have a variable value 1, that means it will be bar. So everything will be reversed over here. In the case of minterms, we considered A equals to 0 as the complement form. So we were writing, when A was 0, we were writing A bar. But it is the opposite case over here. So if sum of product would have been, if we have to write the answer in the sum of product, the answer would have been A bar. And from DC part, it would have been C bar for the first row. So here it will be A bar will become A, C bar will become C, and instead of having a product sign in between the variables, we will having a plus sign. Now for writing the next answer, there will be a dot in between. And for the second group, the answer for sum of product would have been the C bar. So it will be B bar plus C. Reverse it. Now for the third group, for the sum of product, the answer would have been A bar B. So this time it will be A plus B bar. So I hope that you might have understood that how to solve the product of sum form. So this is the answer for the product of sum form. Now let's move on to the next question. Now another type of question might come that you might be given the minterms and you are asked the post form. So whenever minterms are given, by default the answer would come in sum of product. So but we have to bring the answer if in the product of sum form we need max terms. And we all know that if minterms are 1357 in a K-map of 3 variables, then max terms will be, So first of all, let's find out the max terms, pi capital M, and the remaining cells will be the max terms. That means 0, 2, 4, and 6. All right. And then we will make the K map of three variable and fill the zeros because these are the max terms. So 0, 2, 4, 6. Now let's make the group. The group's rules will be same. So that means the group of 4 will be made. Let's write down the answer. If we would have been writing the answer in sum of product, it would have been C bar. But because this is post form, so everything will be reversed and it will be C. So I hope that this is also understood by all. Now let's move on to the next form. Now you might be given an expression in sum of product and you might be asked to solve it in product of sum form. So what you can do, by looking to this particular expression of sum of product, you can make a K-map and fill the min terms. I hope that will be easy. Let's do it. Okay. So these are the min terms, but we have to solve the answer in post form. So we need max terms. So from here, what we can do, we can, first of all, let's write the min terms. Min terms are 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7. So now I hope we can calculate the max terms from here. Max terms will be the remaining blocks, that means 0, 4 and 6. Now when we have the max terms, there is nothing difficult to calculate the answer in post form. So let's make a K map and fill the zeros because we are solving it for max terms. Grouping rules are same. So first of all, a group of 0 and 4 will be made and a group of 4 and 6 will be made. Let's write down the answer. If we would have writing the answer for the corner zeros in the sum of product, so the answer for the first group would have been A and C bar. So now it will be A bar plus C. Make just reverse everything. So it will be A bar plus C and the next one will be, if we would have been writing the answer in sum of product for the second group, it would have been B bar C bar. So it will be just B plus C. So I hope that the concept of product of sum might be clear to you all. If you find the video useful for you all, then do like it, subscribe the channel and share the channel link with as many as you can. Thank you all.